If it's first game breaks, we'll get you know it up, put on more steam. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, our ball game. All obstacles, block, cut, sides, two games after this win in. First you again, here for the first minute. Carry a lot of people every 6 minutes.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
All I know is go Vols, because that's all I know. Go Vols!
Doesn't have to be perfect, ain't gonna be perfect. We go compete for 60 freaking minutes. All right, enjoy the opportunity, enjoy the environment, and then go play our butts off, play for one another, and have a hell of a lot of fun. Everybody got me?
Yes,
all right.
Well, I mean, obviously, we've spent, 4 years, trying to change the culture, trying to instill in these young men how blessed they are, to have an opportunity to play somewhere like the University of Tennessee. And what an honor it is to have that T on the side of your helmet, and that we're always playing for something bigger than us individually.
Make the decision. You're either a Vol or you're not, through thick and thin.
Hey, it's us against the world, fellas. Yeah. It's us against the world, fellas. Don't nobody believe in us. Yeah. Don't nobody believe in us. We don't need nobody to believe in us. I don't believe in you. I believe in you. I know you a dog. I know you a dog. I know we some dogs, man. Hey, all this preparation we put in, all this been talking about, hey, it's time to go release pain, man. It's time to go put in real. Let's go. Tennessee on 2, 1, 2, Tennessee. Ball, Tennessee, ready. Ball, Tennessee, ready. Ball, Tennessee, ready.
But you know what? Let's talk a little Vols. That is not me trying to take any shine away from the phenomenal channel Talkin VAWLS that my guy Boogie Bentley runs. So shout out to them. But let's talk a little Vols here.
Good Monday morning. Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. As you guys have learned over the past couple of weeks, what keeps the Talkin VAWLS morning show fueled, what wakes us up, what gets us geared up is Grade A Grounds coffee. You can go to gradeagrounds.com, use that promo code VAWLS, V-A-W-L-S at checkout. You're going to save 20%. They're going to kick some money back our way. But you guys all also know me, man. I don't do marketing. I don't do advertising. I don't do this type of thing. So why are we doing this with Grade A Grounds? First of all, they got a great product. You guys know I love that blueberry coffee. It's actually gone. It's actually gone. We're firing up some organized chaos this morning to get us through the morning show. But look, man, the owner, East Tennessee guy, VFL, he graduated from the University of Tennessee. It just made sense. He bleeds orange. He loves the Talkin VAWLS Network. He loves the University of Tennessee. So, again, go to gradeagrounds.com. Use that promo code VAWLS to save 20% at checkout. How we doing on this Monday morning? Let me tell you something, guys. Full transparency, just full honesty right out of the gate. I have never been more ready for a game week than I am for Mississippi State right now. Never, ever have I been more excited for a game? I feel like our fan base has checked out. I feel like we don't care. I feel like we are to the point in this program that when we're playing UAB, we don't even tune in to watch the game because we know what's going to happen. Now, I know there's some people out there. There's a few people out there that are saying, Boogie, our defense is awful. Our defense is a train wreck. Our defense sucks. I don't think they are as good as they were a year ago, but anything that happened against UAB, anything that happened against ETSU means absolutely nothing, and I can feel it in the fan base. We need an SEC game. I'm ready to go on the road and take it to Mississippi State. But let me catch up with you guys in the chat. If you haven't done it yet, hit the thumbs up down there below the video. I would greatly appreciate it. That takes you 2 seconds. It's quick, free, and easy, but I'll catch up with you guys. Little Spooky has been a member for 34 months. Shout out, Little Spooky. We appreciate your support. Big Trey has been a member for 37 months. Says, let's all enjoy this ride. Enjoy one game at a time. Haven't even seen this team's full potential yet. Empower this team, program, and coaching staff. Big Trey, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at, man. Enjoy them. Somebody messaged me the other day and said, why you got to depress me, Boogie? The season is a third of the way over. That's why, man, if they're playing UAB, I'm going to be tuned in, dialed in, watching some Tennessee football because it comes and it goes so quickly. But shout out to Big Trey for being a member for 37 months. So I'm going to do the same thing I did last night. We're on a membership drive. We need your support on this channel. So if we can get 35 new members during this morning stream, we're going to give away some free Talking Vols merch. You guys can gift them. If you're not a member, hit the join button. It's only $1. We would greatly appreciate that support. But anyway you guys get there, 35 memberships, we'll give away some merchandise. Brian Turner drops a 5 spot, says door fee, GBO. Shout out, Brian. We appreciate you. Scott Bennett for 5, door fee, working for the man. So I got to do this early. Go big freaking orange. Shout out, Scott. We appreciate you popping in and supporting the channel. Backflip Spaghetti says, here's $2, Boogie. I don't have anything to say. I don't have anything to add, but I like what you do. So here's $2. Shout out Backflip Spaghetti, Black Metal Banjo for 5. How are the bells legal? You can't have air horns, plastic horns, or whistles because the NCAA labels them as artificial noise maker. Well, I went to AI before I went live to check this out. It says Mississippi State cowbells are legal, though their use is restricted by the SEC to specific moments during the game, such as pregame, timeouts, halftime, and after a Bulldogs score. So be tuned in, dialed in on Saturday, because something tells me if it's 3rd and 12, the cowbells are going to be out. Tony Canada has been a member for 19 months. Shout out, Tony. We appreciate your support. Again, 35 new members during the stream. We're going to give away some free Talkin Vols merchandise. But let's get Cainer on here. He's a busy man. He's got a busy schedule. We're trying to make a deal so you can come at no, Boogie, I need to show up at 9:07 every single time. I'm a minute late. He said 9:07. It's 9:08. Let's get him on here so he doesn't flip out and cry about it.
You are Locked On Vols, your daily podcast on the Tennessee Volunteers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You liar. I didn't say 9:07. Liar.
Eric Cain, have you ever in your history experienced a more boring weekend than Tennessee versus UAB on Saturday? It's just what it is, man.
It is what it is. Still good to see football. Still good to see Joey Aguilar torching guys. Still good to see these receivers coming around. Chris Brazel continue to be so impressed. Good to see Tennessee's rush defense give up only 23 yards. Obviously, one-dimensional UAB was going to throw it around anyway, and they got a Division I quarterback and a son of an NFL guy. But, yeah, it was expected, right? 21 points first quarter, 21 points second quarter, 42-7 at halftime. Then you empty the bench. Tennessee emptied the bench. You're going to give up some points. It doesn't help the stats at all, but Tennessee, a win is a win. Now you get back to the real games in SEC play on the road with those cowbells next week.
Do you think, I've kind of been talking about this the last few days, and people probably get sick of it. You guys know how it is on VolQuest. When you guys go live on Sunday night, you can look at the numbers and be like, wow, our numbers are down tonight. What's the deal? I feel like we're at this place as a program where it reminds me of my childhood, man. Growing up in the 90s, it's like if you played Vanderbilt, you played South Carolina, you played Kentucky. If it was November, a lot of people checked out and didn't watch the games because they knew the outcome. They knew what was going to happen. And, man, I preached it on this channel when we watched Nick Saban, when we watched Alabama, and they were dominant for so long, and their fans just did not care. Their fans only tuned in for the SEC championship. Their fans only tuned in for the playoffs. It's like, man, let's not take for granted what Josh Heupel is doing But it kind of shows you where this program's at right now. It's like we care about the Georgias, we care about the Bamas, we want to get back to the playoff. But if we're playing UAB, we know what's going to happen.
Well, I mean, yeah, and that's a little frustrating on my end because again, you and I talked about this. You only get 12 guaranteed. You only get a certain amount of home games. I thought it was funny last year. I mean, Tennessee was one of the best teams in the country, and the run game was great. But some fans, not every fan, I'm not painting with a broad brush here, but some people were just like, oh, it's just so boring, right? Defense and run game. What is this, the 90s? If you get to a CFP, who cares, right? Now, you didn't win a CFP game. I hear you there. But you were a good football team last year, but there was just such a complacent attitude at times because they weren't throwing it around the yard a little bit. It wasn't exciting. And I thought that was kind of funny last year because, again, you were one of the best teams in the country. And now you're throwing it around a little bit, and that's awesome. And the defense is slacking a little bit. It's never going to be perfect on all ends, no doubt. But this is a fun brand of football. Josh Heupel, obviously, what he's done here at Tennessee, to your point, has been incredible. A lot of people are going to check out of the UAB, but they're going to be dialed in from Mississippi State, no doubt.
That's a good problem, though, right? Like, look at what Josh Heupel has done. I was talking about this last night on our show. Like, you remember it was just like, I think it was 10 years ago. I looked it up. I think it was 10 years ago when Tennessee had to go to double overtime to beat UAB.
Yep.
I know you were like 6 years old when that happened, but it's like now it's like you go out and you dominate early. 21 points in the first quarter, 21 points in the second quarter. Your starters are on the bench after one drive through the third quarter. Josh Heupel in these games where you were supposed to dominate, that's what they do. And yeah, I kind of laughed about it and said, yeah, if you're at the family barbecue, the cookout to get together, and you didn't watch the game because it's UAB and you look at the box score, you may go, man, 56-24, that's ugly. It really wasn't, man. You played a lot of young guys, baptism by fire, trial by fire. They got an opportunity to put some tape out there to go learn, to go get better. Perfect scenario for Josh Heupel. You stayed healthy as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's mission number one. And you can't play this game half speed. This game will hurt you. You're going to go out there and hurt yourself if you're playing half speed. So you can't be scared of it. Go out there and do it. But against ETSU, against UAB, again, unless something pops up late that we don't know about, Tennessee handled business and got out of there pretty healthy. And again, keeping the main thing, which is next week and getting an SEC play. So that's good. But yeah, I mean, again, this was a total domination first half. 2 of the touchdowns that UAB scored, and again, not making excuses, they got to communicate better. I mean, communication was an issue against Georgia, and that's something they have got to work through. But I mean, they had those wacky formations. I mean, at one point in time, it was literally a swinging gate. You didn't have a quarterback out there. You had a receiver, not even snapping the football between his legs.
What was that? That's like Pee Wee football in practice. You got the coach that can't get down and snap it, so he's just backhanding it.
And I'll say this, Boogie, and I don't know where you are. I said this on my show this morning. Like, you're getting paid, $1.6 million to come here. You're a 40-point dog. Who cares? Do whatever the crap you want to.
Yeah.
You have nothing to lose, right? It's up to Tennessee to figure it out. Tennessee couldn't communicate on 2 of those formations, and they went for long scores. So, that's something you got to work on, no doubt. But I will say Alabama's not going to do that. Mississippi State's not going to do that, but you got to communicate. So you empty the bench, you played a ton of guys. That last touchdown they scored was with like the 3rd and 4th teamers out there, is what it is. Score's probably not where you want it to be, but again, don't make no mistake about this. This was a complete domination. 42-7 at halftime, 21 points in each of the first 2 quarters. Tennessee handled business.
Let me catch up with a couple in the chat here. Backflip Spaghetti for 10 says, do y'all think Lewis hits the portal for more playing time? His post-game presser makes me think it's possible. I mean, you look at these running backs, and I think most people in the chat, most people on this panel, I don't know how you feel, probably in agreement. Star Thomas is your best running back. Deshaun Bishop, I think it's 1A, 1B, man. Deshaun Bishop is really good. And I say that, and then I always kind of follow it up by saying, I'm not hating on Peyton Lewis. Peyton Lewis, his future is bright. His ceiling may be higher than both of those guys. Star Thomas has played a lot of football. Deshaun Bishop, just what a story, right? That's all you can say about Bishop. But Star Thomas is gone after this year. So Lewis should be that 1B going into next season. I didn't hear what he said to you guys post-game. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, somebody asked him, so there was a point in time in the second half or whenever it was, and I think his shoe came off or something. It was his drive, and he had to come off the field, and he took his helmet and just threw it. I mean, he was pissed, right? And he's mad because you only get, when it's a 3-man rotation in games like this, you only get so many opportunities. And obviously he's 3rd man in the pecking order right now. He's not, his stat-wise is not up to where Bishop is and where Thomas is. So he's a little frustrated. You don't want to miss that time. And of course he goes back in, and what a great speed option by Joey Aguilar. Held it to the last second, then pitched it. And I mean, nobody even touched Peyton Lewis for that 32-yard speed option touchdown, so that was great. No, like you said, I mean, Star Thomas has gone after this year. Peyton Lewis is going to have every opportunity in the world to continue getting snaps. I'm like you. I'm a Peyton Lewis guy. I think he will end up being the better running back of the three when it's all said and done. But right now, clearly, he's number 3, and it's good to see him get going because I said this all last week. This is a game to where you need to get Peyton Lewis going because at some point you are going to miss Star Thomas. You're going to miss Deshaun Bishop. You're going to have to count on Peyton Lewis, and you need, just like you did last year at points in times whenever Bishop was out, playing second fiddle to Dylan Sampson. So good to see him going. I think he's got a high upside, high ceiling. I think he's frustrated just like anybody is because he's a competitor. But yeah, I mean, this time next year, I mean, he should be the guy, if not right there with Bishop again, because Star Thomas isn't going to be here.
I think Peyton Lewis has to continue to learn patience. And that's something that Bishop's just been so impressive with. Even when he was a freshman, it seemed like he showed patience. He let his block set up. God, what a great story from Bishop. Donovan for 10 says, I'm fed up with the John Mateer love. In their 2 biggest games, they have scored 24 points. Oklahoma is Tennessee last year with a good D-line and average quarterback. Joey has been the most consistent quarterback in the SEC. Period. Man, I'm pulling it up on my phone because I can't remember the exact numbers. Bill Martin tweeted out most passing touchdowns through 4 games in Tennessee Vols history. Number 1, Heath Schuler with 13. Number 2, Joey Aguilar and Peyton Manning with 12 each. Joey this year, Peyton Manning, 97.
So what you're saying is Joey Aguilar greater than Peyton Manning?
That's exactly what I said.
Okay.
That's exactly. Right. I mean, cheers to Joey Aguilar this morning, straight out of the App State Cup. Little grade A grounds in the App State Cup this morning. That Oklahoma-Tennessee game, man, I'm excited for it. I see a lot of people have it as a college football playoff play-in game. Donovan for another 2 said take the over this week. Vols 48, State 41.
Let me get this to Donovan's point. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I'm pretty sure Mateer's leading the SEC in passing yards and passing touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken. And he's won 2 really impressive games, right? You won against Michigan. You won against Auburn. Auburn's a pretty good football team, in my opinion. It's one of those football teams that I think is going to be pretty good, but probably 8-9 wins. So he's got more impressive wins on the resume, no doubt. And the fact that Oklahoma's in position to where top 10 or whatever they are, and coming off the season they were last year, and he's kind of that missing piece to go with that defensive line, to go with a running back field, or Jaden Ott's not even been a factor really, which is incredible because you thought he was going to be the main guy coming in from Cal. I think that's been a match made in heaven. I think he's been good this year, don't get me wrong, but I think the hype more so than anything is, right now Oklahoma's winning some games, and Tennessee's wins, right? Syracuse looks a little bit better now. ETSU and UAB came up just short against Georgia, but again, you're about to hit the home slate of the season, so maybe Joey Aguilar, once you start beating some more teams that are decent. Mississippi State, that'll be a good win this weekend. If Tennessee goes down there and handles business, we'll start getting some even more respect.
I mean, what's the conversation look like if Tennessee beats Georgia? Max Gilbert makes the field goal. Nothing changes. The Heisman talk around Joey Aguilar would be so hot, so high. And, yeah, I mean, you're right. Mateer's leading the conference in passing yards with a little over 1,200. Only has 6 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. Joey, 12 touchdowns to 3 interceptions.
Aguilar's
passer rating, way higher for Joey, but a lot of people, Coach Jay in the chat, by the way, doesn't care about passer rating. He wants to hear about that QBR.
I was going to say, okay, so Aguilar's got him by a large margin in terms of touchdown passes, and not Aguilar's at like 1,124 yards, I believe. So he's not far behind in passing yards at all.
Let me catch back up with the chat. We're on that membership drive. I said 35 memberships. We're going to give away a free Talkin VAWLS shirt. Jordan gifted 10. He said, I'll just do it on my own. I'll take care of 10 of them, Boogie. We're 25 away. I'll put the link in the chat. If you're not a member, you can click that link or hit the join button down below. But shout out Jordan. 10 memberships is not cheap. We appreciate you. The Lazy Llamas for 10 with a lot of the 2 starting on defense. That means a lot of 3s and 4s were out there. Very young, playing against 3, 4, and 5-year guys. Crazy looks cause confusion. Good tape for coaching. My take. I like that, Lazy Llamas, and I agree with that. But Kaner, coming out of this game, coming out of the UAB game, it's easy for me to kind of defend this defense, and I've kind of done that because you look at what the ones did. They were pretty dominant. They gave up the 1 scoring drive there. I think it was in the second quarter. You come out in the second half, you get a 3 and out. Boo Carter fumbles the punt. What does the defense do? They get 3 more stops, so 6 downs, not a first down, but they kick the field goal because of the flip field position, right? So for the most part, This starting defense went out and dominated. The offense went out and dominated. It's 42-7 at halftime. So I can spin it for this game, but when you look at the body of work, when you look at who Tennessee has played, this defense statistically is not very good. 99th in the country in scoring defense, 85th in the country in total defense. The one that's got a lot of people concerned, 124th in passing defense. Now, let me talk out of both sides of my mouth. Syracuse played from behind. They threw the ball a lot. UAB threw it, 52 times?
Yep.
So there's some skewing there, but are you concerned 4 games into this thing about the defense? Obviously, they're not as good as they were last year, but you can still go win some ball games. But are you concerned?
Yeah, and I think in a game like this, too, when you get off the bus and you're down 21 points and you can't run the football, I mean, UAB had 23 yards rushing. You are 1,000% just one-dimensional, right? And again, Jalen Kennedy can throw it around the yard a little bit. It's not where you want to be. Do I think it's time to panic? Absolutely not. I think that at some point you're going to get Jamal McCoy back. What's he look like? But you can't bank on him right now. I do think getting some reinforcements up front will go a long way, and I know that sounds kind of silly. It's like, well, Jackson Moy's not going to, cover somebody out in the flat or, a deep third of the field. No, but he's going to get after the quarterback, and he's going to allow Bryson Easton to get after the quarterback a little bit more because Bryson Easton's playing less snaps, and I think it's going to make a lot of difference. So, no, I don't think it's time to panic. 124 passing yard rank, whatever it is, that's not good. I mean, they got to shore that up a little bit. But you're going to get into SEC play when the score is going to be a little bit lower. Some of these quarterbacks are certainly not going to be teeing off and going after, Tennessee because they're not going to be down, 2 scores in the first quarter for the most part. So I think it's a little skewed, not where you want to be. Certainly they need to shore some things up, no doubt. It's not all roses, that's for sure, but I still don't think it's anything worth just to absolutely panic over right now.
Coach in the chat says thin on the D-line and 2 corners missing, kind of expected. You guys brought up an interesting point that had not really crossed my mind last night on the Rocky Top Rewind, talking about this defensive line. You're hoping to get Jackson Moy back this week. Hubbs kind of indicated early in the week on VolQuest that David Hobbs probably not back this week for Mississippi State. But once both of those guys are healthy, once Tyree Weathersby is healthy, you guys kind of mentioned leaving Don Bailey on the inside, letting him play defensive tackle. Kind of talk about that here and expand on that a little bit.
Yeah, I think especially, like I expect Moy to play this week. Hobbs probably after the bye week, in my opinion, here on a Monday morning. So until Hobbs is back for sure, man, keep Bailey inside, right? Because at that point, you've got Eason, you got Bailey, you got Moy, you got Robinson. That's kind of your top 4. You feel pretty good about that top 4. And the emergence of Tyree Weathersby at defensive end allows you to do that. Dominic Bailey's been the starter at defensive end going back to even when Tyler Barron was here. Remember, Tyler Barron went off. Don Bailey was the starter. Tyler Barron just kind of rotated in. So he's played that defensive end spot for some time. He knows what to do in the inside. He's been productive on the inside. And because you're still thin, leave him in there because you feel good about Tyree Weathersby. And Tyree West, man, been playing since his freshman year. Only had 14 snaps in the opener. He flashed and did his thing against Georgia. So I feel good right now about Weathersby and West. And Marion Dye is going to be a player. He continues to get more and more snaps as well. I think you're okay at strong side defensive end. When you get Hobbs back and you still have Robinson and Moyes there and you have to go along with Eason, still play Bailey in spots inside, but then you can kind of pick and choose. Kind of like the offensive line combination, when Sanders comes back, slot Perry inside, do you leave it the way it is? What do you do? How do you get the best 5 out there? How do you get the best 4 out there in certain situations and packages on the defensive line? And having the versatility and availability of Don Bailey to play inside, to play outside, it's only going to help you. But until Hobbs is back for sure, I think you leave Bailey inside, let him focus on defensive tackle. Because in my opinion, you're fine with Weathersby and West. And again, I think Marion Dye is going to be a stud. He continues to look better every single week.
Interesting you brought up the offensive line. Every single week, the number one thing asked is David Sanders back this week? When's David Sanders coming back? Is David Sanders coming back? How do you think David would – for me, this is just my opinion, man, and I love me some David Sanders. You know that. I ain't messing with the offensive line.
Hold on. This is my show. Let me just butt in here. Put that super chat up right now.
I was trying to sit on it.
What in the world?
Wait. Is this do you? I mean, I can. Do you want to read it? Why don't you just read it?
Hi, I had a dream last night about Cainer involving whipped cream, Ken Sparks, and a 9-iron. What the heck is that?
Oh my God, we should leave it at that.
Okay.
We should close with that. That is the mind blower of mind blowers.
Good.
perfect clip to sum up my thoughts right now. What are we doing here? It
Let me
is
just tell you
9:25 on Monday morning. What are you hitting me with that for?
You know what's worse? Sean Cross is like 4 months sober. Like Sean Cross, proud of that guy. Proud of that. Maybe his brain can't function without alcohol. It doesn't know what's happening, and this is what we get from Sean Cross. But he's the man. We asked for it. He used to just say hi in his super chats, and now we've got this. But shout out Sean. He's a part of the family. We love you, brother. And I am proud of you, man. Proud of you. Jason Cloyd becomes a member of the channel. Shout out, Jason. We appreciate you. We now need 24 memberships, and Boogie will send out some free merchandise. We're on that membership drive, brother. We need those memberships or else this channel does not exist. So
Joe Chase says it's 6:30 for me. Wow. Okay, sorry. I completely cut you off about David Sanders.
What are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do? No water, Buffalo this time. Oh, my gosh. I don't even know. See, this is what Sean wanted. This is where we're at. You mentioned David Sanders. Talking about the defensive line and their rotation. You mentioned David Sanders and that offensive line. To me, I don't mess with it, man. This offensive line has been solid, and I get it. You played one real test in Georgia, but the starters have not given up a sack. I'm not counting the dropped snap that Joey had that counts as a sack. I ain't counting it. And then you've given up one more sack. And that was the twos and the threes. Like, that wasn't even Joey that got sacked. They've been dominant. If you decide to roll with this rotation that you've got right now, how do you think David Sanders takes that? You think he's got a problem with that, or you think he understands it? It's like, hey, man, I'll take my red shirt, even though I don't plan on being here 5 years to play for. Why would you mess with what's working great?
Yeah, the whole red shirt thing with David Sanders, and again, I'm not trying to, be rude or anything. That's just silly to me. Like, you just said he ain't gonna be here 5 years,
right?
Okay, so like if he is healthy and cleared to play, he's gonna play in more than 4 games. Like, they're not gonna redshirt him. Plus, red shirts are tagged at the end of the season, so it's not like something. Well, you can't mess up his red shirt now. It's interesting, man. Like, I think this offensive line's played so well, and I love it. And next year, I can't wait to see David Sanders as your left tackle, Jesse Perry as your right tackle. It's going to be phenomenal work, right? Assuming Lance Hurd's making money every time he steps on the field right now, assuming he's 100%. Gone. But, again, there's a reason he was going to be your opening day right tackle. Like, he's one of the best 5. I think when he is cleared, depending on if it's a Monday or Tuesday during the week, I think that changes things compared to a Friday or game day. You certainly play him. Maybe you don't start him that first game. Like, take it for example, if it's this week. I mean, you're going into a true road environment. And certainly it's not the Swamp or Tuscaloosa, but it is a true road environment. It's going to be hostile. It's going to be loud. Like, do you start him snap one? I don't know. You certainly play him, and then you kind of you pick your spots, right? Say Tennessee's getting beat up in the interior. Well, Jesse Perry was supposed to be your starting guard, okay? Have Sanders there, right tackle, ship Perry down there, see what you have, and then kind of go on a week-by-week thing. Eventually, I say all this to say, eventually he's going to be back in that starting 5 because he is one of the best starting 5. But at the onset, don't force it, because if it's not broke, don't fix it type situation, right? Like, you don't have to force anything. You just have to, ease him back in a little bit, allow him to get his footing a little bit. You don't have to rush him out there for snap number 1, but eventually he's going to be back out there because he is one of your best 5. It's a great problem to have, Boogie, because this offensive line right now is cooking, and Jesse Perry, wherever he plays, he's going to be one of your best ones.
I think it's funny because a lot of times we as fans overreact to everything, and I'm even guilty of this one too. Going into this season, I said I need 2 coaches to show me something. I need Kelsey Pope to show me that he can develop talent. Chris Brazzell just out here putting up Biletnikoff numbers. Mike Matthews and Braylon Staley look great. Like, he's showing that he can develop talent. Glenn Ellaby was the other one. And I kind of talked out of both sides of my mouth on this one, which I think that's what a lot of us do when you sit in front of a microphone every day. But,
got to take the time, right?
It's easy to argue Glenn Ellaby's not developed a kid from high school yet because you saw so many of them hit the portal on the flip, and you saw where they went, right? I think that's always a clear sign when they transferred down versus transferring to another SEC team. But on the flip side of that, you got Cooper Mays, you had Spraggs, you had John Campbell, you had all these veteran guys. Kind of hard for a high school guy to get on the field. This year, we were expecting David Sanders to play as a freshman. Nothing lets me know that, Glenn Ellaby can develop talent than seeing Jesse Perry and what he's done at right tackle. And then, too, man, you want to discount, Sam Pendleton's not your guy. Wendell Moore Jr. is not. Yeah, they are. Like he evaluated those guys. He went to the portal and got those guys. This offensive line, the wide receiver room, 2 big question marks for Tennessee going into 2025. Both been pretty damn solid through 4 weeks.
I mean, eventually you were going to have to play a guy that you recruited out of high school, and it was supposed to be David Sanders being the first one. Turns out it's been Jesse Perry and Shamu Morrow, so that's check. He still went out and he stood on the table and fought for gosh, man, I'm blanking on his name right now. The guard last year. One from Texas, Andre Carrick. He fought for him, wanted him here, and turns out he was one of Tennessee's best offensive linemen last year. But for me, it was when you had to go out and get Andre Carrick. You had to go out and get John Campbell. You had to go out and get these guys. That was kind of frustrating because it's like, okay, where's your recruiting, where's your development, all that. But the fact that Jesse Perry is playing the way he is right now, again, I wrote a story about this, I wrote a feature on him in fall camp. Like, the dude played at a run-based offense in high school. They never threw it. He did not pass pro hardly ever in games. And less than 2 years later, he is starting Southeastern Conference football games. What a freaking story. Glenn Ellerby, yeah, he didn't talk to the media last week, and I turned to Hubs or AP or somebody. I'm like, if I was Glenn Ellerby, I'd be like, hey, let me talk to the media. Let me take my victory lap right now because I've earned it.
I love it, man. Because what he's done on the recruiting trail's been, and that's the same thing for Pope. Like both those guys are recruiting elite dudes, but we're seeing it pay off now. Let me hit a couple from the chat. Ardor Wolf is here, drops $1. We appreciate a tip in the tip jar. Ardor Wolf. Blake Wilson also becomes a member of the channel. Guys, it's only $1. Hit the join button down below. If you're on an iPhone, there is a link in the description. We now need 23 members. 23 new members. Will give away some merch. Shout out to everybody supporting that membership drive. Let's jump over real quick, Cainer, and talk about Mississippi State. You're trying to take that next step. That's the title of the morning show. The next step. What is the next step? You got to go on the road, right? Tennessee, for the most part, this year is taking care of business. You did what you were supposed to do against Syracuse, ETSU, UAB. You took Georgia to the limit in overtime, and I don't think a lot of people had that on their bingo card for this year. But now we look to going on the road, and we know that Josh Heupel has struggled on the road. You've never beat Bama or Florida on the road, and then you always have that one game where you slip up. Arkansas last year, Missouri in 23, South Carolina in 22. Are you worried about Mississippi State, or do you think this team, led by veteran quarterback Joey Aguilar, is going to go down there and do what they do and take care of business? Right now, 13.5-point favorite. ESPN FPI says hammer the Vols. How we feeling?
Until Tennessee makes it kind of routine going on the road in this league and winning, and I feel like just saying that it's silly because nothing about winning on the road is routine in this league. Kirby Smart said that a couple weeks ago. You're always going to have a little bit of pause, right? I mean, you remember the Arkansas hiccup last year. Tennessee was a double-digit favorite in that game. Tennessee just came off the road in a game that I thought Tennessee was never losing because it meant so much to Heupel. But what an impressive road win a couple weeks before that at Oklahoma, and then you do that at Arkansas. You mentioned the Missouri game, and Missouri was a pretty good team that year. It's just the way you lost it. South Carolina 2022, Florida 21-23. The list goes on and on. So until Tennessee starts, winning those games you're supposed to routinely as road favorites, you're going to have some pause. But where I do have some encouragement and feel good about it, again, you brought it up there. I mean, Joey Aguilar, right? And where Nico has the higher upside and can be the better quarterback down the line and all that. And Joe was a veteran, but there's something about Joey Aguilar. Like, I feel comfortable and confident with Joey Aguilar manning the controls, and a guy that's never truly faced road environments like this as well. We made a big deal about Gunnar Stockton, the first true road test and all that coming into Neyland State. It's going to be the same thing for Joey Aguilar. I take that back. He played at North Carolina, but here in the SEC, it's going to be his first time. So, but he's cool, calm, and collective. Again, gives what the defense gives him. Like, if there's pressure, he doesn't like dip out. He doesn't go down. He doesn't get happy feet. He just keeps his eyes downfield, makes a move, delivers the football. Something about the guy that's just played a whole lot of football. I know he's 24 years old. He just gives me confidence, right? And so I think Tennessee's going to be able to go down there and handle business. Do I think it's going to be easy? No, it never is, especially when it's this program. But Heupel's 8-10 in true road games as Tennessee's head coach. And I'm not trying to dunk on Heupel here because a lot of head coaches' true road game records are not very good in this league. It's tough. But 8-10 is not a very good mark. And so until they start winning those consistently, I'm going to have a little bit of pause. But I think Mississippi State's a great test. Again, I think it's a much improved football team. Quarterback can play. They've got 2 running backs that are really good. Their starting running back, a transfer from South Alabama, he is 230 pounds. back-to-back weeks, 230 pounds this week, and then you're going to have a bigger back the next game against Arkansas as well. Arkansas is next, right? Yeah, Arkansas is next.
Yes.
And so that'll be a challenge. But defense is dramatically better. I mean, historically, State was so bad last year defensively, and I know they played NIU and Alcorn State and Southern Miss on the road. Like, they're about the biggest test they've ever seen is going to be Tennessee, no doubt. But they are an improved football team. But I think this is an improved Tennessee football team as well, especially offensively. So I'm excited to see how they do down there in that environment. Cowbells will be out. It's going to be fun. But also, I think a guy like Joey Aguilar is going to embrace it. Not saying the other quarterbacks didn't embrace it. You know, Hendon Hooker embraced that stuff. But I think he's going to be fueled by it, embrace it, and that demeanor is going to kind of carry over with your offense. They're going to go out there and do the thing.
I know it's different going on the road. Like, Joey Aguilar just doesn't seem bothered by anything ever. Like, when he throws a pick, doesn't seem bothered. Like, I get it. Going on the road's different. Didn't seem bothered that Georgia was coming to town. Didn't seem bothered that they were an underdog against Georgia. Didn't seem bothered when I'm panicking going, well, this game's over when Georgia goes right down the field in the third to start the third quarter. Joey Aguilar wasn't, and I love what Star Thomas said about it. He cool, calm, and collected on the sideline, said one of us is going to go make a play. That's it. Let's go out and let's play football. That's who Joey is, and that's who I expect Joey to be on Saturday on the road. Go ahead.
I was going to say, just think about this, Boogie. I know you're trying to get rid of me here. I don't have anything until 10, so you can keep me as long as you want.
We'll stay on here all day.
Like, going into the season, there were just so many unknowns, right? And it's like, well, we think Mike Matthews got so much talent, but we just don't know. Like, Braylon Staley in the slot position, usually that hits, but we don't know. You know, it's like we know about Aguilar. We don't know how he's going to translate. I mean, we go down the list, and I mean, just look at Mike Matthews, man. He's been so good. I keep saying this, man, and like, I'm just so impressed with Chris Brazzell. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I wasn't thinking highly of him coming into the season. Okay, I just wasn't. And maybe it's because he underperformed last year stat-wise and all that based on what he did at Tulane. But his physicality at the position, I mean, the going out, like his first touchdown the other day is like, I'm going to block, kind of using that as a pick, slips inside and goes and makes that touchdown, fighting for the football, out physicaling Georgia defensive backs and touchdown catches. Been so impressed by Chris Brazzell. So all those question marks we had coming into the year, it's like, okay, well, that one, check. That one, check. That one, check. It's a long season. I get that. But so many questions in the offseason and the preseason camp, and it's kind of neat here 4 games in to sit here and say, all right, that one's answered, that one's answered, that one's answered. Let's go play ball. It's been fun to watch.
And I think, man, and maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. If this team was healthy, and by the way, I love Josh Heupel's response. As a head ball coach, it doesn't matter. They don't put an asterisk beside it. They don't say but. I love that from my head ball coach. But as a fan, I can sit here and go, we're down 2 starting corners. We're down guys on the interior of the defensive line. Man, if you're healthy on defense, and it's just, man, we felt so confident in the defensive line. Oh, we got depth. We're not worried. And then here we sit, and it's like, man, if we were healthy on defense, this team could be special, and I still think they could be special. Let me hit a couple because I wanted to ask you about this one. Russell Moorfield's been a member for 52 months. We appreciate you, Russell. Says, morning, Boogie and Cainer. Where would y'all rank us in the conference here in week 4? Won't ask about the top 25 since the AP is a joke. We talked about this last night, and everybody that was on the panel disagreed. So don't just go Tennessee. Give me your top 5 teams in the SEC as of right now. I'm interested to hear what you said because, again, we had a lot of disagreement, but I think we had a lot of disagreement because there's parity in college football now.
Yeah, there's parity, and again, we were me and AP and Matt Ray were talking about it at the press box on Saturday afternoon. I mean, there's not that one dominant team. There's not that one dominant quarterback, so it makes it really, really fun. My top 5 teams, really in no particular order, unless you want it to be. I mean, Tennessee's in there. Georgia's a top 5 team. Oklahoma's certainly a top 5 team. I guess Ole Miss. Ole Miss is probably a top 5 team. It's hard to hate on. I mean, LSU, I got to put LSU in there until it has a catastrophic loss, and even though it's not looked good. It's going to be Ole Miss, LSU, Oklahoma, Georgia, and Tennessee. Those are my top 5 teams. I think Alabama's right there. Vanderbilt's improved. Texas A&M's a good team. Again, Texas looks bad, but like Texas hasn't had a horrific showing. Even the loss to Ohio State. I mean, Ohio State's good. It was on the road, and I don't know. There's not a dominant team out there, so it's going to settle itself out. But Georgia, Tennessee, LSU, Oklahoma for sure. And then, gosh, I'd probably go Ole Miss, and that's wild because I haven't mentioned Texas, Alabama. Texas A&M. So I don't know that. Where would you go? Tennessee's probably, in my opinion, third or fourth, to be completely honest with you. Probably third or fourth based on what I think Georgia's going to be and how Tennessee should have won that game 4 times. Didn't, but Tennessee should have won that game 4 times, and he had a quarterback that accounted for 5 touchdowns, nearly 400 yards. That moves the needle for me.
My top 5 is exactly where your top 5 is. And the difference in some of the conversation last night was nobody wanted to agree with me on LSU because of the way that their scores have looked. But I'm like you, like as much talent as they returned, until they lose, it doesn't matter. Just be the best team at the end of 60 minutes. And that's what they've done. They've won. And then it's Oklahoma. Georgia's the top team in the conference for me. Yeah. Just period, no questions asked.
I agree with that.
And then I kind of throw Ole Miss just because of where they're at right now. I think you could see them drop. You could see Texas slide in, right? It's just like I'm just throwing them there for no reason. Vanderbilt, I'm not buying into until never. I'm not buying into Vanderbilt ever. Just not going to do it.
Improved football team, though. I mean,
of course they are. Yeah,
like Tennessee should win that game at the end of the year, but I mean, like it's 1,000% not just a slam dunk. Okay, Tennessee's going to get that win going into the offseason. I mean, it's going to be a battle, at least from where it stands right now, because they have more than Pavia. I mean, I think they're better on the line of scrimmage. They have a great tight end. They're better defensively. They're running the football pretty well, but still, I mean, it's one of those games where, like, I mean, Tennessee owns Kentucky, Tennessee owns Vanderbilt. But it's fun. It's good for the league. It's good for college football to have Vanderbilt kind of doing what it's doing.
Diego Pavia is the type of guy that, as an opposing fan, you hate his guts. But if he's on your team, you love that dude's mindset. You love his competitive nature. But, yeah, I personally hate him. Texas Aggie became a member of the channel. Shout out Texas Aggie. All fans are welcome here as long as you're not an idiot or a Georgia fan. And we even allow a couple of them to hang around. 24. Wait, no, not 24. What are we, 23? I think we're down to 20. See, I can't do math. I think we're 20. Yeah, 23. 23 memberships. You can gift them. If you're not a member, you can join. If we get there, we're going to give away some free merchandise. We appreciate you, Texas Aggie. Billy Todd for 2 says, Late Dorfy, let's roll them Bulldogs. Brad drops a 20 spot. We got to play the clip if we can find it.
Rocky Top!
Brad thinks he's a comedian. He says this super chat is for Caner's hair products. LOL. Does that mean I have to mail you a check? You want me to just send it? I'll send you a check. It's in the mail.
It's just for my hair, so you got to send me a check.
Just wait for it. Papa T and SC, what is up, my friend? For 10 says, Boogie, my preseason prediction hasn't changed. Coach hype this team plus Joey Swagular equals 10-2 in college football playoff bound. It's also great living in South Carolina and watching the downfall of Clemson football. Man, Dabo Swinney, his rant a couple of weeks ago, just absolutely hilarious. We're seeing the downfall of the Florida Gators too. You think Billy Napier makes it through the year?
No chance. No chance.
This was a good conversation last night too. When does he get fired? Is it this upcoming week? Is it the next loss? When, like, his schedule is still a gauntlet moving forward.
Yeah, they have 2 bye weeks. I was talking to one of my buddies who's a Florida fan. I know, right? Find better friends. And he's convinced that it'll be the second bye week. They'll go ahead and handle that. So I guess that's probably sometime in November. I don't know. I don't know when he's going to happen. We'll see if he's head coach when Tennessee goes down there in late November. That schedule is a gauntlet. It's kind of, bear with me here, not a Florida fan. It's kind of unfortunate for Florida because they have a really good defense. That defense is pretty good. And offensively, DJ Lagway is just, oh my gosh. I mean, it's horrific. I mean, I sent my Florida buddy again like 2 minutes ago while we were on the stream. I sent him the screenshot of the first half stat sheet from the other night. First downs, Miami 12, Florida 1. Total yards, Miami 198, Florida 32. I mean,
oh my gosh,
it
sounds like
horrific.
In Tennessee. Sounds like ETSU.
Yeah. So it's been like they're messing up a really, really good defense with that offensive play down there. So we'll be interested to see about Billy Napier. Dabo, like, I honestly was with Dabo last week when he said that. He's like, oh, you don't want me? Fine, I'll go. I'm 55. I'll go somewhere else. I'll start over and I'll win again. I hear you, Dabo. You got to embrace NIL and you got to embrace the transfer portal. You got to embrace where college athletics is right now. But I'm with you. I think he'll go somewhere else and win. But it is fun watching that. Let me ask you this. Do you feel better about Syracuse now, seeing what Syracuse did to Clemson, or do you think Clemson's just not very good? Having said that, too, that affects LSU. We talked about LSU's being a top 5 team. One of their signature wins is over Clemson. Is Clemson just bad? And also, going back to Syracuse, Sucks for Steve Angeli, man. I haven't seen anything since Saturday, but I mean, you just looked at that and it was like, oh, that's probably an Achilles. That does not.
Yeah,
look good.
he's out for the year. They confirmed he's out for the year. So I think their season is kind of going to trend down now. We'll see what happens there. I don't think Clemson's very good, but it's still a good win for Syracuse, right? So Coach Jay says it all the time. It's hard to play this week-by-week game. Well, if Syracuse beat Clemson and LSU did this and the score was that, then we're this. And we're, just take it a week at a time as coach speak as that is. But, man, I think it just goes back to speaking of the parity of college football, right? I mean, that's just what it is. And that's why when you look at Tennessee's schedule, could they lose to Mississippi State? Yes. Could they lose to Arkansas? Yes. Could they lose to Alabama? Yes. Could they lose to Kentucky? Yes. Could they lose to Vanderbilt? Yes. Are they going to lose all those games? No, absolutely not. Is it better or worse that's the way the SEC – last year was a lot of fun, and this year is already starting to play out that way too. There's not a real dominant team. We talk about who's at the top of the SEC. We both agree 5 teams, but then we're also going, well, I could mix and match, and I could put Texas here. I could slide Texas A&M there. It's – I don't know. Is it? You think it's better or worse than it was before NIL in the transfer portal?
Well, I love it. It's a blast, right? I mean, we can sit here and say, well, this team's good, this team's good, this team's good. I mean, you go into every single Saturday knowing that, like, anything can really happen. And it's nerve-wracking for your team, don't get me wrong, but, like, from a college football SEC glance, I mean, it's awesome. Like, again, that's why, like, I thought when they first expanded the college football playoffs, it's like, well, do they really need to do that? Because 4 teams – couldn't win the national championship in the 4-team era, right? But then they expanded to 12, and you see Ohio State win, and it was just so much more exciting because it made every game in the month of October mean so much more. So I think it's better. I think NIL's helped spread some things out a little bit. I think RevShare is going to continue to do that as well. It's not just a Georgia, Alabama, cream of the crop type situation in the SEC. It's a lot of decent teams, and I think it's a whole lot of fun. Ole Miss. Again, I'm having Ole Miss in my top 5 right now. I'm not sold on Ole Miss's defense, and I know a lot of people say that about Tennessee right now, but I'm not sold on Ole Miss's defense. I don't know how good defensively Ole Miss can be. I mean, they're gonna have to win a lot of shootouts right now. And also, who's the quarterback? Good problem to have, right? But who's the quarterback for Ole Miss? Is it Chambliss or is it Austin Simmons?
I have no idea. You tell me. I'm not here to talk about the Ole Miss Rebels, but we can break them down if you want to.
We're talking football, Boogie, right? We're just talking ball.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care who plays quarterback at Ole Miss. I mean, you got 2 guys. What are the 719? I'm looking at stats now. 719 yards, 580 yards. It's Ole Miss. It's Lane Kiffin. Like Lane Kiffin. It doesn't matter who's going to play quarterback. Offensively, I think he's going to scheme you up and dial you up, and he's going to make plays, man. Make plays. But Simmons, looking at numbers, and again, I look at scores for other teams around the SEC. Other than when it comes game week, I'm gonna do my homework on whoever they're playing that week, right? So, not watched a lot of Ole Miss football, but Simmons 4 interceptions, whereas Chambliss 0 interceptions.
Makes a little bit of sense. Yeah, Simmons is also hurt as well. So I don't know. It's just a fun conversation to have. The SEC has been a blast this year so far. I wish I could watch more football. Again, kind of like what you said. It's the workday revolves around Tennessee football, and you get lucky if you can catch a couple of games after the Tennessee game or maybe before. But it's been fun. I think Oklahoma is going to be a challenge in November. I've always thought that. Arkansas can score. Arkansas legit does not have a defense. So, like, I feel confident about Tennessee getting Arkansas at home. Kentucky always gives me a little bit of pause just because they've been close games before. Nothing about Kroger Field scares me, but typically when you go up there, they're close games, but Tennessee should handle that. Again, what's Florida look like? Alabama, Alabama's going to give you its best effort. Alabama, I think, is a much better football team than what they showed against Florida State to begin the year. Should be fun, man. It's going to be thrill a minute the rest of the way, right? I mean, there's not one team on the schedule where you're just like, well, Tennessee's just going to beat them by 40 from the opening kickoff. And Tennessee could end up winning by 40 against some of these teams, but there's just no guarantee going into any of these games this year. And that makes it fun, makes it more nerve-wracking, but I think it makes for a better product for the SEC, certainly.
Yeah, and there's also not a team on the schedule that Tennessee can't beat, right? Yeah. And even Georgia, look at Georgia. Nobody, and I say nobody, maybe 1% said Tennessee was going to beat Georgia in the preseason. You mentioned Arkansas. We'll get out the door after this one. We'll get you out the door. Who's a better quarterback, Mateer or Taylon Green at Arkansas? Because everybody's hyping up Mateer. Green's pretty dang good quarterback too for Arkansas.
I mean, I'm still going to take Mateer, and I know Donovan's not going to like that, but I think Jaylen Green is a heck of a player, right? He had, if memory serves me right, I think he had a bit of a turnover issue last year before his injury, not necessarily this year, but he can throw for a gajillion yards. His legs he can use as a weapon. I mean, he absolutely dropped dimes against Tennessee last year in Fayetteville, and of course it was frustrating because quarterbacks often do that to Tennessee that one time of the year. But I'll take Mateer. I think Mateer's got more of a total package, but I think Jaylen Green is a phenomenal player. Also, Mateer can maybe take more chances because he also knows he's got a defense that's got his back. Jaylen Green has no defense whatsoever. So good quarterbacks. Those two quarterbacks certainly up there, along with Joey Aguilar in the Southeastern Conference.
All right, Cain, we're going to get you out the door. I appreciate the overtime. What do you guys got going on over at VolQuest this week? What do you got going over at Locked On Vols? Your first listen of the day only because it goes up at midnight.
Only because it goes up at midnight. Now we're going ahead and looking at Mississippi State's on the pod. We're going to dive into the Pro Football Focus stats, breaking down the quarterbacks. Joey Aguilar's 20-yard plus down the field passing numbers, incredible. 1 for 4 on Saturday, but the numbers are well over 50%, looking really, really good. What does Blake Shapen bring to the table? How improved is Jeff Lebby's team this year? Much improved, but looking at that, all that and more, recruiting coverage. We got basketball, baseball, fall ball starting up this week over at VolQuest.com. It's a fun time. It's going to be a fun week in preparation for the first true road game of the season for Tennessee at Mississippi State. All that and more at VolQuest.com and on the Locked On Vols podcast.
I don't know what a basketball is, but if you guys want to find out what a basketball is, you can go over to VolQuest.com. Cainer, I always appreciate it, but it's always a good time. We'll catch up Locked On Talkin VAWLS Friday morning.
Sounds good, Boogie. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it, brother. All right, we're going to keep this train rolling. Where are we at? We need 23 members. We need 23 people to step up and say, Boogie, I appreciate the Monday morning show. I appreciate you grabbing some coffee and getting Cainer on. How about Cainer giving us a little bit of overtime? Going almost 50 minutes this morning. We need 23 memberships. You can join the channel by hitting the join button down below, or if you just want free merch, you can gift Talkin VAWLS memberships. You can gift 1, 5, 10, 20, whatever you want to gift. If we get to 23. We're going to give away some free merch. What merch, you ask? You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS and check out the merch. TN themed merch, a shirt that says, I hate the whole state of Alabama. We got Nike merch with the Talkin VAWLS logo on it, golf polos, quarter zips, windbreakers, coffee mugs. We got rivalry shirts. Some are offensive and say Buck Fama, FUGA. Some are not. They say beat Florida, beat Georgia, beat everybody. And also we sell a shirt that says we are Kentucky's daddy. We got clean logo shirts like the TriStar logo shirt right there. Talkin VAWLS letter theme. You like that Danny White brought back the letters on Neyland Stadium? We got a letters theme Talkin VAWLS shirt. It's all at bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. We appreciate all of you guys, whether you buy merch, whether you join the channel, whether you drop super chats, or even if you just show up, watch the content, and smash the thumbs up. We say for the fans, by the fans. It's also fan funded. Boogie, why do you plug membership so much? Boogie, why do you talk so much about your merchandise? Because it's for the fans, by the fans. It's also fan funded. I'm not like VolQuest. I don't have people paying $10 memberships to get inside information. It is truly fan funded. This show doesn't exist without you guys. So if I don't promote my stuff, nobody's going to promote my stuff. We do not survive without you, and I am grateful for every single one of you that choose us when there are so many other places on YouTube that you can go get Tennessee Vols content. So we appreciate you guys. We're going to roll forward. We're going to go take a listen to what Josh Heupel said immediately following the game. I've seen some of the clips of this. You guys know I always like to keep it fresh. I don't go watch Heupel's postgame presser because I want to react, naturally to it as we watch it here on the channel on Monday mornings. A buddy of mine texted me and said, Boogie, Coach Heupel is pissed. Is he pissed? Was he pissed? We're going to go take a listen to it now. You guys know the deal. You want to change channels? You want to hijack the show? You got something you want to talk about? Drop that super chat. We'll talk about anything and everything. You got a concern? Is it defense? Is it passing defense? You got a question about David Sanders? We will talk about it. We will get into it. But we're going to take a listen to what Josh Heupel had to say immediately following the 56-24 win over UAB. Let's take a listen.
Good win. Liked a lot of what we did in the first half. Some things that we need to clean up on all three phases of the game from the first half too. Second half started fast, and our young guys go in the ball game. Some good, but a lot of things that game action is proof positive of, things that they got to clean up too, and attention to detail. But all in all, good win. So open it up.
Start with Rob. Coach, just how things were you disciplined to focus early on and, early kickoff coming off the loss?
Yeah, early, thought, for the majority of it, handled ourselves really well. Made some big plays out on the perimeter, hit some runs. Offensively, defensively, did a pretty good job against the run, and, we're able to get off the field on third down. So it was a good, fast start, certainly early in the football game.
Coach, just right here in the front.
I don't have all the numbers in front of me. I'm going to just do this real quick. Brent Hubbs wrote an article talking about this 2025 team starting fast, and that's what they've done. And I'm not trying to defend the defense. The defense has to be better. The defense has struggled when you look statistically across the board. Nationally, they are not stacking up very well. But when you look at how this team has started, it's giving you the opportunity to play those young guys, right? UAB, you played a lot of young guys for most of the second half. It was 42-7 at halftime. Like, you took care of business. What do people want? Do people want to just leave the starters in and win 90-7, 90-10? Like, would that make you feel better about this team? Or does it make you feel better getting young guys like Timothy Merritt out there, getting some of these young DBs out there, letting them make mistakes, putting that on tape, and letting them learn and grow from it? What makes you feel better? You want to win 90-0 with your starters out there the whole time? Like, this team has started fast, and against teams like ETSU, against teams like UAB, that gives you the opportunity to get those young guys out there early. Syracuse, 17-0 Tennessee in the first quarter. ETSU, 24-0 Tennessee in the first quarter. Georgia, 21-7 Vols in the first quarter. UAB, 21-0 in the first quarter. So you guys can do the math. You guys can add it up. Tennessee has started fast, and I think that is a huge key. Going on the road to Mississippi State. I get it. It's Mississippi State. I expect Tennessee to go down there and take care of business. 13.5-point favorites. FBI is like 75, 80%. Tennessee, you are expected to win. You've got more talent. You should go down there and win, but it is on the road, and they're going to have the cowbells out, and it's going to be a hostile environment. Winning on the road in the SEC is not easy, and I think a key for Josh Heupel is to start fast, shut that crowd up, and then run them out of town. Run them out of their own stadium. Start fast is a huge key coming up this weekend. Man, Josh Heupel does look pissed off. And Russell Moorfield. That face pretty much says it all. Yeah, that face sums it up. I don't know, Blake. He's such a secretive guy, but you can always tell when he's pissed. Yeah, I don't think there's anything secretive going on right here, right now. I don't. Look at. He's white knuckled, gripping the table. I know the clip that I played on the intro for Sunday's show. This podium is getting smacked around. It's bouncing around. Yeah, I don't think Josh Heupel is very happy. Don't think he's very happy. Let's see if we can figure out why.
Maybe running backs average just 2.7 yards per carry, so that's kind of been a trend for opposing offenses. What have you seen from your defense that's helped them stop the run so early in the season? Front seven operating together, destructing blocks, penetration up front, making it bounce. Second level, doing a good job fitting, and when the safeties are in it, them as well. And it's important to win the line of scrimmage and, ultimately get them in the third and long and get off the football field. And, for the early part of the game, I thought we did a good job of that.
David and Paige. Josh, did you see improvement defensively, or is it kind of hard to gauge from opponent to opponent when you're facing different challenges?
Man, every week's a new week. The challenge for our guys as a team, not just defensively, was to take a step. I think there's things that we liked about what we did. There's some things that we got to clean up too. And I thought defensively early in the football game, everything that they were throwing at us, pretty sound for the majority of it.
Blake with the Blake's on it. Blake's on it. Blake's going to make sure we don't miss anything early part of the game, right? Early part of the game. And that's why me as a fan, I look at it and go, all right, the ones did what they were supposed to do. And I get it. It's not just a 22-man game. It's not 11 guys on offense, 11 guys on defense, and that's it. It takes everybody on this football team working together to go out and win week in and week out. We're making excuses, and we're talking about the defensive line being injured. We're making excuses, and we're talking about the corners being injured. Well, guess what? One more injury at corner, one of those guys out there like Timothy Merritt that's getting torched, is getting burnt, is going to be starting. So we need everybody executing, and that's why Coach Jay, love his heart. He's like, Boogie, we're going to argue. Okay, Coach, let's go. We'll argue. He looks at it from a coaching perspective, and that's why I love what he brings to the channel. Me, Fowl, Dauber, Scoops, X, we all look at it from a straight fan perspective. Now, Coach looks at it from a fan, but also he can't take off the coaching goggles. He just can't do it. And that's why he looks at it the same way Josh Heupel looks at it. And that's okay. But I look at it and go, our starters played fine. The 2s, the 3s, the 4s, they got plenty of tape to learn from this and grow from this. And hopefully, when it's Timothy Merritt's time, when Timothy Merritt gets called upon, when Timothy Merritt is a starter, or maybe the next time he's in mop-up duty, he learned from the mistake he made, the communication issue, the blown assignment, thinks he's got safety help. There's nobody back there, Timothy. It's just nothing but grass behind you. Touchdown UAB. I think Josh Heupel is frustrated, but he knows that the ones went out and took care of business. They did what they were supposed to do. Matt C., and then again, Matt C. Matt C. becomes a member of the channel. Shout out, Matt C. We appreciate you, brother. It's $1. Got $1. Anybody in the chat got $1? We need 22 memberships. We're on that membership drive. We get 35 of them. We're going to give away some free Talkin VAWLS merchandise. Shout out, Matt C. Appreciate you, brother. All right, let's hear more from Josh Heupel.
Coach, what can you say about Jaylen McMurray's performance today, especially a few physical games that he had early in the game?
Yeah, Jalen's consistent, great leader, plays physical, has got great eye discipline. Going to stick his face in there and go make plays. I thought he played really well early in the football game, did a good job in communication, matching things out, and coverage as well.
Bouncing off that, Coach, in the back, what did Jaylen do in his first year here that has rolled into this year that's allowed him to play a bigger role for you guys?
Well, first of all, he loves football, and he's an elite competitor. I think he's done a great job with his body, bouncing, physically continuing to grow, mature. And I think that, coupled with complete understanding as he's, trained at multiple positions, has allowed him to just continue to raise his level of play. Fundamentals have continued to get better, understanding of what we're doing, his eye discipline, all of it. And, he's played at a really high level.
Coach, 3 more touchdowns for Joey today. What do you know about him now?
Not. He is mad. Let's watch this after the answer. Listen, look at his face and listen to the sigh.
3 more touchdowns for Joey today. What do you know about him now?
He's played at a really
what
high
in the
level.
world?
Coach, 3 more touchdowns for Joey today. What do you know about him now after seeing him in game action?
Joey, what I love about him is whether it's good play, good series, bad series, same demeanor coming off on the sideline. He goes and approaches the next play, next series the same way. He's aggressive, but playing smart football. And he's got the one pick that gets batted up in the air. He comes back, resets, and goes and plays the next series. I think that's one of a lot of elite traits that he has.
That right there, what he just said about Joey Aguilar, the quote from Star Thomas about Joey Aguilar, watching Joey Aguilar, being a fan of Joey Aguilar, supporting Joey Aguilar before he got to Knoxville, like who he is, his DNA. Like, and I know I get it, people are like, Joey needs to slide. I don't think it's in his DNA to slide. He's going to always put his head down and go hit somebody. That's just who he is. He's a competitor. He's cool, calm, and collected, and that's why I am not concerned about going on the road to Mississippi State. Am I more concerned about Alabama? Sure, it's Alabama. Of course I'm more concerned about that. But as far as Mississippi State, I think Joey being the leader of this football team, and everybody is going to feed off of that. Maybe you're a little bit nervous. Oh, we're going on the road. What are we going to do? You're going to feed off of your quarterback. You're going to feed off of your leader, and, man, just his presence. Listen to what Josh Heupel said right there. Gives me all the confidence in the world in Joey Aguilar and this football team going on the road. Backflip Spaghetti gifted a Talkin VAWLS membership. Shout out Backflip Spaghetti. We're now 21. We need 21 memberships, and we will give away some Talkin VAWLS merch. Donovan for 5 says, what is your gut feeling on the 3 annual opponents? I'll say the Tide, Candy, and Kentucky. I wish it was the Tide, Auburn, and Texas. I think it's exactly you said. I think it's going to be Alabama because that's your biggest rivalry, Vanderbilt because it's in-state, and then Kentucky because it's one of your longest rivals. But I think the SEC was pretty smart with what they did here, saying that they are going to – they're calling it – what were they calling it? They were going to call it their annual opponents, and now they changed the name of it because it's not going to be annually. They're going to review these every 4 years, and I think the reason they're going to review them is exactly – what we talked about when they first kind of mentioned the schedule, talking about it, it's like, well, how do you make the schedules even? Because that's something they are going to factor into it. They don't want Tennessee playing Alabama, Georgia, and Texas every year because it's like, that's ridiculous. Right now, what happens when Alabama trends down? What happens if Georgia trends down? What happens if Texas trends down and you got 3 cupcakes? I think they're putting that 4-year rule in there so they can change it, move it, and try to make it equal across the board moving forward. But I think the first schedule that comes out tomorrow, I don't know what time tomorrow night. It comes out tomorrow night. We're probably going to be live playing video games because that's what we do on Tuesday nights. But I think that first schedule, you're going to see Alabama, Kentucky, and Vanderbilt. Shout out, Donovan. Appreciate the super chat, brother. Let's hear more from Josh Heupel.
I'm on the right. Josh, for whatever shortcomings there may be on defense, do you think the injuries, how much of an impact are injuries having on that side of the ball?
Sure. Right. Yeah. You're missing some corners. You're missing some interior guys. Yeah. Does anybody care though? Like at the end of the day, you're either win or you lose, right? Like there's no asterisk next to it. They don't say, yeah, but you got to go win.
That's what I want my coach to say. I love that. I love that response from Heupel. Golly, he is really pissed off. But I love that response from him because it doesn't matter. But as a fan, look what we talked about in the offseason, right? Look at what we just talked about in the offseason. When Nico hit the portal, I asked you guys, I was like, are you kind of giving Josh Heupel a pass here because you lost QB1 at the end of spring camp? And most people said yes. Most people said, yeah, this year is going to be weird now because we lost our quarterback after spring practice. Like, that's not normal for a college football team to go through. A lot of people said, oh, we're going to go 8-4. We're going to go 7-5, and I'll kind of give coach a pass, and then we'll see what happens in 2026. But then enter Joey Aguilar, the blessing in disguise, and all of a sudden our fan base is pissed because we can't beat Georgia. Man, oh, man, how quickly things change. But at the end of the day, he's right. 10 years from now, you're not going to look back at 2025 and go, well, yeah, but our corners were hurt. Our defensive line was hurt. You just got to go play. You just got to go play, man. Like, can you tell me how many guys were hurt for Georgia before we played them? How many guys were hurt for Mississippi State before we play them? We don't care. We just want to win. I don't care if their entire offensive line's out. Just go win. I don't care.
Speaking of going to win, Coach, this is your 40th win. I know you're not really celebrating.
Man, I had no idea.
But how does that
Listen, I absolutely love being here. What our fans have been a part of helping us climb, what our staff has done, and certainly what our players have done. It's fun to be here, but best part of my day is when I walk in there and I'm with our guys. Like it's a place that doesn't feel like work. It's a place you love to be, and you get a chance to do what you love, which is competing. So there's been a lot of growth in our program. There's a lot left. This team's a good football team. We got to continue to get better, and we control, where we take this thing.
I think that sums up Josh Heupel in a nutshell. I love being here. I love our fans. But I want to be in that locker room with the guys. He doesn't want to be in front of the media. Clearly, he hates talking to the media. He doesn't want to be here talking to the media. He wants to be in that locker room with his guys. That just sums up coach. He's a player's coach.
What's the message to the team going into this next week's your kind of first true road game of the year, which is a different animal than being at home or a neutral site?
It's 11-on-11 between the white lines.
if something else is affecting you, like you're allowing it. It's attention to detail. It's communication. Offensively, sure, communication's tougher on the road, but it's communication, alignment, assignment, keys, technique, and then you got to go make plays in your one-on-ones, and that's out on the perimeter. That's in the interior, and so we got to take another step, playing a good football team next week.
Somebody brought up a good point last night. I don't remember who it was. I think it was somebody on the show. I don't think it was somebody in the chat, but brought up the point. Where have we struggled with communication? Where have we struggled? Not been offensively. I mean, we've not been perfect offensively. We had some miscues on the offensive line, but for the most part, been pretty clean communication on offense, right? And you're going on the road. Our issue has been communication on the back end on defense, communication in the secondary. We saw it in the 2-point conversion against Georgia. Complete miscommunication on that play. It was Colton Hood, and I can't remember who the other player was. I can't remember who the other player was involved in that 2-point conversion, but it was a clear communication issue. We have struggled with communication on the back end. The good thing is that crowd is not going to be hostile. That crowd is not going to be loud. That crowd is not going to be rattling those stupid cowbells when their offense is on the field. So that's going to allow our guys to be able to communicate. So, that's just how it applies to this football team. So offensively, I would way rather have our offense with the outside, the impact of the crowd with their communication. Tyler Harrison is here. He drops a 5 spot, says, Dorfy, sorry, I'm late. I had my kid's speech development therapy. Maybe I need it too, Tyler. I had my kid's speech development therapy today. Why does coach seem so mad? Let's go Vols. Shout out, Tyler. Appreciate you, brother. I don't know. I still haven't figured out why he is so angry. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's the 2s and 3s on defense. I don't know if it's the media. I don't know if somebody, I don't know. I still don't know why he's mad, but he is clearly irate, and that's okay. I'm here for it.
After being held to 125 yards on the ground last week, how important was it to see you guys be able to get so many different types of run plays be successful in this game?
Yeah, there's some things that we really liked about the run game today. There's some things that weren't as clean as we felt like it could be. That's all 11. We pop a big run, get a holding call. There's a lot of little things in this that we can get better from. But the run game's important to our identity offensively, and a lot of really good things today.
Isaiah Campbell got some run there in the first half. What did you see out of him today? And kind of that being out there with the other ones.
Yeah, Isaiah's a guy that has great traits, cares about people around him, and continues to grow as a man and as a player. And I'm really excited about his continued growth today. A couple of our guys not being out there, he was in the rotation. He just continues to get better, and we're going to need that from him, like a lot of young guys. And we played a lot too. I think we played 16 true freshmen in the first half. We're going to need those guys. You get into this conference play, week after week, guys are going to have to step up, and he's one of those guys that is stepping up, but can continue to grow and take bigger steps and be ready to go.
I mentioned Campbell in the post game. I thought he played a really good game for a true freshman. I've been a member for 4 months. Appreciate you, Hub. Thank you for the support.
You're now 9-0 against these group of 5 teams, and I don't think any of them have been closer than 30 points. What has led to that success where in these games where you have to take care of business,
being an elite competitor is a part of what we demand and expect inside of our building. Doesn't matter who you're playing. There's a way that we need to play. You play harder for longer. You're aggressive. Take care of the ball. Go get it. But at the end of the day, there's limited number of opportunities, all the work that you put into it. And I think the consistency in our approach as a staff allows our players to feel that too and be consistent as well. And, there's a lot to really like today. There's a lot that we can continue to improve upon too. All right. Thank you.
I mean, that's what you want out of a UAB game, right? A lot of things went right today. There's a lot we can improve on. That is a recipe for success. Go out. The ones take care of business. Get the young guys in. What did he say? They played 14 true freshmen. Let those guys get some tape that you can work on, build on, get better. Says we're going to need them moving forward. That's exactly right, man. This is a young football team, and that should be encouraging. That should be exciting. That class of 25 was pretty special. I think this class of 26 is also going to be pretty special. I mean, Josh Heupel, he's building something, man. He is building something. When we're taking Georgia to the limit in overtime and we're pissed off about it because we didn't win, that's a good thing. That means where Tennessee football is back. We had this conversation for multiple years, but you've averaged 10 wins a year for the last 3 years. And you're looking at 10 wins again in 2025. If you go out and take care of business, you go out and you win the games you're supposed to win. And, like me and Cain talked about, yeah, they can lose a lot of games left on the schedule. You can lose this weekend. You can lose to Arkansas. You can lose to Alabama. You can lose to Florida. Yes, I said Florida. You can lose to anybody left on this schedule. But you should win them. You should win them. You go out, you take care of business, and we're going to be right back in the college football playoff. I appreciate you guys tuning in for this Monday morning edition of Talkin Vols. I'm probably going to shut this thing down, come right back and drop a video here within the next couple of hours, so be looking for that. Tomorrow night, Tuesday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, we'll be playing EA Sports College Football, talking all things Tennessee football. Wednesday night at 7, Talkin Vols live. Friday morning, me, Coach Jay, and Foul Mink for the morning show. Saturday, an hour before kick, and then immediately following the game. I appreciate you guys. If you want to support the channel, think about hitting that join button down below. It is $1. It is $1. We need your memberships if you want this content to keep coming. I mean that sincerely. We need your support. Without it, this channel goes away. It just is the reality of the situation. So I'm grateful to every single person that hits that join button and supports this channel. You can also grab merchandise, bonfire.com/store/Talkin Vols. That link is in the description below. But I do appreciate you guys. That's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.
That we call